Alright, hello my friends, and welcome to another Team Fortress 2 Highlander Demoman commentary played on Upward. This was our quarterfinal match during the Season 18 playoffs. This match started interestingly, so before I actually go into the match itself, I gotta tell you kind of the surrounding backstory to what happened before this match was played. So first off, this was against a team that we had played during the regular season, Almost a Dime, who we had played on Steel, and we had beaten them, and actually near the end of the match, if you remember, I talked about this during my commentary of that match, their medic actually rage quit. But it looked like they had really pulled together since that match and had just been winning and winning and winning, which is why they were paired up against us for this match. We also, for this match, did not have our starter Pyro. He was away on spring break. And so we had Undead Lich, who you can see at the left-hand side of my screen there, subbing in for us. So big shout out to him, and thanks for playing. What this did mean, though, is that our combo coordination, because we hadn't had a chance to practice together very much, and our Pyro was one of our more experienced players in general, wasn't as strong as it normally was, just because it's really hard when you're dropped into a team to kind of immediately fit into the team dynamic when you haven't had a chance to practice with them. Furthermore, both I and our medic had been away for the entire week before this match, and so we hadn't had a chance to practice or do any scrims or prepare at all for this match. Our team had done one scrim missing 3 players beforehand, me, the medic, and the Pyro. And I had heard that it hadn't gone very well, so I think people were kind of unhappy and feeling down and not feeling very well prepared for this match. Furthermore, I myself had been supposed to fly back from Houston, Texas to where I live in Canada the morning of this match. So I was supposed to leave at 7:30 in the morning, Texas time, have a 3-hour flight to Newark, a hour-and-a-half layover in Newark, and then a 2-hour flight to where I live, so arriving at around 4 p.m. my time for the match that was supposed to be played at 10:30, which was going to be a little rough, but not so bad. I would have time to have a nap if I needed it, eat food, and whatever. But the flight leaving Houston was 2 hours late, and you'll notice that an hour-and-a-half minus 2 hours equals I missed my flight and was stuck in Newark. So they routed me from Newark to Montreal to St. John, New Brunswick to Halifax, where I live. 3 flights, landing at 8 o'clock my time for a 10:30 match. So I had been on airplanes or in airports for 11 straight hours right before the match was played. I got home at 9 from the airport, slept for 20 minutes, ate some grocery store sushi, chugged a beer, and jumped right into the pre-game scrim. So that was, I was not in a good mood or in a particularly good frame of mind. I hadn't slept more than an hour, and I hadn't eaten all day right up until I got in. So I was exhausted, I was cranky, and I was unhappy. And you can see that this was especially bad on Upward because that was our first match of the season, so we hadn't actually scrimmed that map at all going into this, so we just weren't well prepared. I'm going to start the match, and I'll keep talking about this as we do our rollout. So we hadn't done any scrimming, we hadn't really done any... I'm crouching and walking forwards. Hadn't really done any real preparation for this match, especially me as the main caller for the team. I wasn't feeling kind of the flow of the map, and so I'll talk about the mistakes that we make. Oh yeah, the server also wasn't allowing hats, which was tilting everyone out.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
I do that little trap behind the wall there. I really like it. You can't see it at all coming up. They know it's there because they're watching the snipers there scoped in. Little bit of pre-game banter. You can see our engine getting her setup going. I'm gonna probably take a trip to the dispenser before the map starts. I should anyways, and just load up on stickies. There we go. And then I'm gonna spam. I like spamming the left doorway. You don't want to peek your head over this place because, of course, the sniper can get you. I'm now trying to spam the cart. We can see that their spy is up top there on the left, showing himself, and he's going to come in on the left. I actually get a bunch of kills on the cart with that spam. I feel like they probably could have dodged a little bit better. I land a couple pills on the heavy as well. Knock down the mini sentry just to give our scout a little bit more room to maneuver. You can see that there's a sandwich on the ground there that our heavy put down. My sticky trap doesn't get anything. I like that sandwich at the bottom of the staircase. It's really good. It can really help me out if I am in a tight spot. Just killing their NG's buildings as he's trying to get set up, and I actually get a lot of damage on their heavy. I actually really don't like that dispenser that their NG puts up there because the dispenser can't dodge those pills, which makes it much harder for the heavy to dodge. I land a couple sticks on their sniper as he tries to get scoped in and get another kill. So this hold is going pretty well for us so far. But you can see our soldier and scout went down on the flank over there on the left-hand side, and they're starting to get a lot of cart time for free. I also walk way too far forwards and eat a ton of damage from the heavy. The other team pops, and we're forced to pop. I'm putting stickies just on the cart and around the heavy, but everything is going down, and we're dying. Heavy gets stabbed, and I get the demo there, but medic actually gets out. I get the scout, and I'm running away. But our first hold has definitely gone down, and now I'm sticking around in this dangerous location, which I really shouldn't be. Their soldier could definitely have jumped me, I think, and killed me. Get another kill with pill spam as I'm just kind of backing out here. I'm waiting for our medic to spawn in. So we lost our medic. They will have an uber advantage because I don't believe we got theirs, or I didn't see it happen. This match was played, like I said, a couple weeks ago, so I don't remember exactly everything that went on. And I was a little out of it at the time. But here I am just spamming pills. Gonna try to do some damage to that heavy as he retreats with Fist of Steel out. Gonna get some good burst damage on their pushing classes. It probably shouldn't be me who's spamming them off the cart there, because I could be controlling this area. I think what we really want is to have our soldier spamming down the cart there. I am on a massive kill streak, though. That's kind of good. I'm going in with only one pill to try to finish the medic, and I actually land the miracle pill on the sniper, bouncing it to the medic, and get the pick. Spy is going down, or is sapping our stuff. The sentry gun's going back up. This hold's looking pretty good. Pyro should probably have turned and just flamed the guy who was on the cart. You can get a feel for these things because the cart time is because if you're just watching the cart timer at the bottom, you know when someone's there. I'm standing in the sniper sight line, but luckily our sniper takes him out before he can get me. We kill the spy after he stabs our spy. I notice there's a teleporter there, and I'm camping it, waiting for it to just come up, because I'm thinking maybe there will be someone waiting at the entrance, and I can get the free sticky kill on them as they come through. But since no one immediately comes through as soon as it's active, I just blow it up because I can't waste time camping a teleporter. Gonna back out as I'm once again standing in a sniper sight line, but our sniper takes out their pyro. I have full ammo and stuff. You really want to be at a dispenser when you're reloading, not when you have full ammo. You go fight, and then you rotate back to the dispenser for heals and to reload. Not sure where I'm going here. I guess I was going to chase the spy, but that was a real bad decision. We did lose our gun just to the spy. Something that happens to us a couple times during this match, just because we are not coordinated at spy checking right now. Managed to get some kills, but I die. Our medic is getting out and is going to rotate back into the fight here. We have a gun back up. Only level 1, but good enough. Medic should probably be healing the engineer there just to build Uber. She was just kind of not healing anyone for a little while there. And the other team, I think, is already going to have an Uber advantage on us. I get a pill on the scout, and hoping the heavy can finish him off, but he doesn't land that damage there. I pick up the sandwich. I'm going to load pills, and I should really be, yeah, I should be fighting these guys much sooner. We get a bunch of damage on the heavy. I just throw that random pill there. Get kills on the engineer and scout who are pushing the cart. Really important to keep those guys down. If that cart gets any further up, then it will be hard for us. Good dodge by the pyro. He saw where I was placing stickies and ran away. I actually put that sticky in a really good location. I bounced. It would have been very hard to hit that because of the angles, so I just bounced it off of the pyro and it landed in front of him, where it could hit for 70 damage instead of like 30 any other place. I get some damage on them, but I walk way too far forwards into the heavy and die there. We really need to be controlling this area before they get time on the cart. You can see, like, while this fight is happening, they are just pushing the cart pretty much for free because I'm dead. I'm the person who should be, like, stickying up the cart and stopping it. Here is where a real problem happens. So I called for us to get out a little bit earlier, but our team really wanted to stick in, so we actually had an argument in comms about whether we should stick in or not. And because some of us backed out and some of us moved up, we lost our medic on the retreat. We had very few combat classes up. We lost our engineer and our sentries, or we didn't lose our engineer, but we had very few combat classes up and no medic, and so our sentry goes down immediately as we're pushing up because we don't have time to get set up on the next point. Engie continues to try to build sentries just like kind of in front of the enemy there, which is a little bit worrisome because we are losing ground, wasting time on the sentries, so we called us to set up at last. Here we are standing on the ground. This is a big mistake. We really want to get in position to be upstairs, stop them from getting the high ground on us. This is a consistent problem that we have with last. And what happens is you saw kind of as people were retreating, they backed out through the main entrance all the way around instead of going up the staircase. I actually get some damage on that pyro. The sniper takes a shot at me, but I know he can't kill me even if he lands the snap headshot, so I thought it was worth it to go for him there. I drop down underneath, and I'm waiting for the health pack to respawn in the hopes that I can pop up here and buy some time. Our team actually, with the help of the spy, clears them out pretty well, and we get a gun back up. I see there's a lot of people on the cart, and I'm trying to fight this. I actually don't see there's a lot of people on the cart. I'm trying to fight the heavy while ignoring the people on the cart. But I do get the heavy and kind of buy time for our gun to go up. Gun goes down, though, because we don't control the upper area. And so our NG just switches to mini sentries just to get any defense up for the last point. I'm going to come out here and throw some sticks to try to kill the scout who's on the cart. Air blast them all, we air blast them all off the cart. I blow that guy up. I get a pill on the heavy there. Our medic finishes the heavy with the saw and gets Uber charge, Ubers the pyro in, stands on the cart, and actually gets a lot of time. Buys time for the spy to get a nice, like, curving backstab there. And we actually are almost able to defend it, but then the spy sneaks onto the cart and everyone has left. They get some time, and when our medic goes down as the only person in position to defend the cart, we lose it. Still, good kind of last-minute heroics by my team after I fucked up, and we blew our third and fourth holds so badly to keep us in the game with a decent time. Gonna take a quick drink of coffee while this is, while they're getting set up. Our heavy over there is peeking the sticky traps. We might try to bomb the sniper from the start here. I might like go over on the left and try to bomb. I can't remember if we did that this round, but sometimes me and the soldier will try to go over on the right-hand side and just jump playground immediately off the start to get some see if we can pressure out the gun or kill the sniper or force up an Uber charge or something ridiculous. Um, it doesn't cost you very much time. Your life's not worth very much in these like early stages of the map. Looks like we're just gonna play it standard though. I'm gonna come out the left side. I'm gonna walk right into the sticky trap. I actually don't mind trading my life for the sticky trap here, but the demo isn't watching and doesn't pop. I'm trying to control this side, but the pyro just kind of walks up after me. We really need people on this side hill here, the left-hand side, to stop them from walking up. I think our heavy should be playing a little further forwards, where he could have had sight of that pyro. Like up there, but yeah, we're pretty much where he is now, and then I wouldn't have died and would have been able to keep controlling this area. Gonna get a buff from the medic before we go out. Their sniper is playing really far back, and we have control of spy sight lines, and we can spy check, so I think we should just have the medic come out. I actually get sniped out there because I stand in a bad sight line. I'm just like walking around. And this is one of the things that we just haven't really, like, that not practicing for this map has really cost us. Here, I think, no, we are still not leaving the spawn, even though we have this full, clear run to the front. I finally get in position to be able to spam the gun. I get the gun. I'm going to move up to the cart. I'm not really sure why I'm going that way instead of the other way. I'm trying to trap the medic in. I get the pop, force the medic to Uber, and now I'm just going to back up. And then we should be able to conserve our Uber for the next point. Unfortunately, we don't, which means that we're, like when the scout gets on our medic, I put 2 stickies down to try to jump forwards. That was so bad. And then I just stand on a heavy. So I'm gonna blame this on fatigue and airplanes. I'm gonna pretend that that's why I'm this bad. Just not paying attention, not even able to like sticky jump. But as I was saying, we tried to hold on to the Uber for too long, so we ended up just getting forced in the middle of nowhere and just not having it for this point. Actually get some good damage on their team as they're retreating. I like land a pill or two. I do hit that soldier as he's retreating that way. I don't think that's a good retreat path for the soldier. Trying to get damage on their demo, but it's hard to fight those battles on the hill like that. Trying to cut off their scouts' possible retreats, but it sort of moves a normal way. This gun's actually in a really odd position, and I get a lot of damage on it, or the dispenser or something, just around the corner there. Yeah, and then we just pop in. I sticky out the gun here. Unfortunately, our team kind of runs forwards into the Ubered heavy. I was missing all my pills, but I land one on the heavy as the medic retreats and stands on top of him. That's just a general mistake that medics make more than they should, I think. And then our heavy goes in to try to clear out the point, but gets sniped out. I get the spy. The scout's on me, and I go down to the sniper, but our scout finally manages the cap. We really should have had that cap a lot earlier. Yeah, so I was saying their medic stands like right on top of the heavy so that he eats the splash damage from me hitting the heavy with a pill. Our medic just goes down to their scout. The scout just like gets in on us, kills the medic, and now is in on me, so I'm able to land a pill to stop him from just killing us. They have a gun back up around the corner. I kill the pyro. Our heavy kills the gun. We now have a medic again. They will have Uber charge, I think, so we need to be careful moving forwards here. We had some decent damage on the demo as he's retreating. Gonna need a heal to move around this corner. Spy takes down our heavy, unfortunately. I'm trying to get damage, and we're just gonna have to reset and wait for the heavy, probably. Our engineer's trying to get some good forward movement. I just like miss all my sticks on that heavy and stand in his lasers for way too long. End up going down. Our pyro clears out the soldier, and I'm gonna stick with our soldier here as much as possible to to like let him whip me so that he can move forwards faster too. Rather than having both of us jump, we get forwards only slightly slower and not at low health for the medic. I pop the pyro with just a couple pills right off the start. I get the gun. I'm going to try to kill the NG, but he actually surfs my stick away. I get good damage on the sniper and kill the sniper. And so now we have control of this area. We should just be going upstairs, but they're able to counter pop into us. Their demo gets behind. I'm taking a lot of damage and I go down. We popped very early there. We were kind of forced to get the gun. And because our team has just been kind of waffling around in the corner for a while, we need to just try to make stuff happen. With only 3 minutes left on the clock, we really do want to get this point as soon as possible because it's usually like... You can count on an average of like 2 minutes per point. I really need to place both those sticks before I dead and just kill the gun instead of spending 5 stickies just like letting the engineer heal it. It was in a bad spot where I could easily get it. I get a lot of damage on them as they're retreating, and actually the roller kills someone there. Our medic taking a lot of damage from these rollers. Gun is back up again, and other team pops in. I go down to the shots, but we are getting some cart time. Their demo clears that out, though. Looks like we will have to pop and then just try to force our way all the way in, probably. Because we are running out of time here. We have full Uber charge, so I want to go upstairs, I think, and then there's a pause. So now we're kind of talking about what we have to do. I'm going to negotiate this pause quickly, as we're just kind of discussing like what our move is for the next little bit. We basically have to get both points off this one Uber. Like we have to roll through third all the way to last, pretty much. One thing that we learned was that the other team was having just as much in the way of like problems as we were. Apparently, their sniper had just had surgery, so he probably was also not thrilled to be playing a match tonight. Come on, pause. Should be soon. Alright, unpausing in 15, they say. So I will go back to standard time. And we are going to try to walk up the hill, get me hooked up with the medic, and go forwards. I move forwards this way, end up getting shot, take a lot of damage, drop down, moving back around, grab that health bottle, and we're going to walk out. We're probably going to have to pop early and try to just do a lot with this. Need to kill the gun. Yeah, so we pop, get a lot of damage on the heavy as he's retreating. I kill the heavy, end up getting a pill on the medic, kill the medic, and so we're actually in a really good situation to push up. Our team is getting the cart forwards. We kill their scout. We are trying to camp the spawn as much as possible. Basically, the goal is anyone who's not our scout or our engineer should be camping the spawn, while everyone else rolls the cart forwards. We've got to finish this before they get respawns. I'm a little isolated behind their team here, and I just go down. Our team kind of ran away back to the cart. I guess everyone died. And so we're not successfully able to camp their spawn. We really needed more just damaging classes up forwards faster. Had to get our pyro in there, needed to get our scout in there. Or not our scout should be on the cart. Needed to get our soldier in there. Get a bunch of damage on their soldier, but end up just getting a body shot out by the sniper. Our spy is probably going to take him down, but our engineer is bravely rolling the cart forwards, and I'm going to run up. We have 30 seconds left on the clock, and we really need this round. This is a best 2 of 3, so at least we won't just lose immediately if we don't get this in. But I finish off the soldier, I'm going to walk onto the cart, I'm going to try to spam out the gun to buy space for our team. I get the gun, we pop on the cart, Pyro and Scout are pushing in, do some damage to the guys there, kill some people. I couldn't stand on it, and with only 2 seconds left, our engineer is standing there and they take the first round. So we need to win the next 2 in a row. Otherwise, we will not win and not advance to the semifinals. So let's load up the next demo and just get right into it. This is going to be, I guess, a really long video. I might cut it after this one. We will be attacking first this time. I'm going to fast forward through the setup time because you guys know the drill by now. Basically, we need to gain more time on first, because our first and second, because our pushes on those points were really very bad. There we go. Alright, so this time I get a buff, I'm going to run around to the right-hand side, and I'm going to try bombing off the start, I think. Yeah, it looks that way. So, I and the soldier are supposed to kind of coordinate that. We didn't, though. He went in before I did. I took a long time getting there. I also just don't get anything. I don't get anything done as a result because they're not looking at anything other than me when I jump in alone like that. Sniper gets a lot of picks there as we're going forwards. He's playing pretty far forwards. Our soldier is going to jump him, try to take him out. I get a lot of damage on their heavy as he's kind of retreating. Pyro runs up at me, so does the spy. I dead a sticky, but it actually doesn't seem to hit the spy. Just because of map geometry. Those were some really bad follow-up pills. The first one was good, and then I just walk into a bunch of rollers and die. I could easily have killed their heavy, I think, if my follow-up pills hadn't been so bad. We're, again, just kind of sitting in spawn. We haven't managed to pressure their sniper at all, so we don't want to have our medic leave spawn. I think now we are finally deciding we've got to give it a try. Medic and I walk like opposite directions. We're moving in this way. We should be popping soon. We should really be popping because that... Oh, no. Yeah, we just kind of jump around with our uber charge in full view of the sniper, and we drop. Definitely not a good start to this round. We've dropped uber on the first point. This point is not supposed to last very long, and both times we've given them like 3 minutes on our first point push. We're going to reset and try again. I don't have a buff moving out. Our medic is playing a little forwards here just to try to, we're trying to play it a little bit risky, I guess, just to try to pressure them out. Pyro just walks up the point and kills me again. Again, we don't have any control of this left-hand hill. Really should not be letting that happen. We need to get, people up on the right where they can see that. Get like a mini sentry up there, get the heavy up on the left, where he can just kill the Pyro if he tries that. It's hard for me as a demo to defend myself from the Pyro, but we're not coordinated and we're tilted out because we lost a round, because everyone's tired and angry. So I'm not calling things well, and we are not expressing ourselves in clear ways for the purpose of understanding. Our spy does get the sentry gun just kind of alone. I'm throwing pills where in between 4 players, where no one is, but our soldier jumps the medic and gets him. We finish him off, and we actually get the point here. I'm standing just in the heavy's damage cone, gonna walk up, eat a body shot from the sniper, and then try to sticky him out. I actually almost blowed myself up with the stickies that I was chasing the sniper with. A scout gets on our medic and forces the pop, and so we have to run in early. We're gonna use this time to just make sure they don't have a gun up if possible, which it is. I almost get the engineer there. I should have switched to pills earlier because the splash damage when he's standing that close will kill him. that was a little bit dangerous of me to go for the first pill, but then the pyro switched to flares, so I was able to get the second pill for free without danger of a reflect. Scout just runs into the tunnel. Our sniper is down in the tunnel, which is because I guess we don't have any. We really need to push up, so he feels he has to go push the cart, but that's not a great place for him to be at. So again, our push took us 3 minutes to get the first point, and only got it because of spy heroics, which you really don't want to count on as a team. I actually land 2 pills on the sniper and take him out, as he is kind of at distance there. So that gives us a lot more room to play. Gonna try to get damage on them around this corner and try to get our heavy upstairs where he can do the most good. They're sticky trapping the corner there. I killed the dispenser, and we actually snipe out the heavy. Spy gets on us, and I miss 3 pills on him. I shouldn't even be trying for that. Once the pyro has the spy under control, I should just be making sure I don't get backstabbed. We're gonna just pop into them, I think. Yeah, so we turn the corner, we pop, I get 4 pills on the gun and take it out. They pop back into us. I kill the pyro on the retreat, which is actually great. It means they can't Uber a pyro into us. Or like stop our pyro from doing much reflecting. I get the med pick. And so all we have to do is avoid the equalizing med pick, and we will have a significant Uber advantage. I'm putting damage on the sentry as I'm moving up forwards. We really want our whole team up here to stop them from getting sentries, stop them from getting a setup. So you can see they have that dispenser back there, which no one has bothered to kill, and shouldn't. A waste of time and ammo. Actually end up getting a kill on their, I believe that's their engineer, which is huge, just by spamming pills. Gonna put damage on their demo as he's retreating, but missed my follow-up sticky and just, not the engineer. Oh, that was their scout. Missed my second sticky and end up just dying to the level 1 sentry. Gonna get a buff and then probably just jump forwards. Meet up with the medic on the other end of the teleporter. Medic goes, I think the wrong way, so I'm following her. We get looped around. You want to cut left and go through the house where you have like space to move. Get a lot of damage on that heavy. He's kind of retreating with Fist of Steel, and our NG actually just edges the cart forwards because they can't stop us from doing that. They pick up the gun to go for a last point hold. I am just putting damage on the pyro. The scout goes for a heroic push to try to get heroic medic pick and doesn't get it. I'm going to keep putting damage on the sentry gun and not let it get set up. I'm camping the spawn. And now we're doing this a little more properly with our whole team forwards here. We should even be more forwards. Making sure they don't have access to any of the doors. I'm continuing to spam that area to stop them from getting a sentry up. I'm missing my pills. We get an Uber charge, and I kill both their medic and the soldier. I'm trying to stop the pyro from getting to us. I don't know if I could have gotten cart time during that time. I don't think so. I think if I was standing there, the pyro would have been able to get too close and air blast us off. I need to distract, and our medic just pushes it in. So we end up posting a pretty good time, much better than... It was better than their time that we failed to beat last time. So, just because we were able to pick the medic off of the push onto second. And have Uber advantage going into the next 2 fights. Gonna try a different sticky trap this time because they have seen the last one. Gonna taunt their sniper. Thinking about where I want my next set of stickies. I'm just gonna put them... Decide to go for this spot anyways. I like it just as area denial as well, even if they know it's there. But I try that further forwards one just in case. Hoping I can just get another bunch of spam kills right off the start, because that was pretty sweet. It's like getting a bunch of free points. Oh yeah. Spamming the left-hand doorway. I think my pills are actually badly aimed there. They're going the wrong direction, not the doorway. I do hit something with one of those. Probably just a roller. I get a decent amount of damage there on their team. Get juggled a little bit and actually hit by their demo, which is bad. I should be fighting while I'm reloading. I should be trying to fight with these pills. I'm gonna miss the mini sentry, I assume, because I have never hit a mini sentry with a pill in my entire life. It's the not moving. It's very difficult. I kill the NG before he gets too much free card time, but that's still further forwards than we should be letting these guys get for free. Their spy walks in right, dead ringered, I assume. I'm walking forwards and taking a lot of damage. Our team is kind of clustered on the dispenser here. Very much too passive, I think. I kill the heavy, but then just get hit by 2 sticks and a pill and go down immediately. Watching the sniper look for like a med pick or something through those grates. That would really help slow down this push. It looks like they're just waiting for their heavy to get back up, which gives me time to get respawned and teleported back in. Yeah, so they pop very early because our spy sort of stabs the demo and forces the pop. Unfortunately, we don't pop before I die, but our pyro is in there. I think the pyro could have just been uber charged and gone and burned everything, but instead we opt to retreat. I think that was too passive by the pyro. I think with the invincibility, he should have just gone for the kills. They didn't have a demo. He could have just burned the heavy. So we got about 2 minutes off the first point hold, but we at least didn't give up too much. It was a decent retreat. Like, we got our medic out. We're going to have Uber by the time they have Uber, presumably. Continuing to check the sides there. I'm just like jumping around in front of the sniper. Really not great. If I go down here, that would be my own stupid fault. Notice there's stuff on cart, and it's sort of fallen to me to clear this cart, although I think that should mostly be the job of the soldier. But we haven't coordinated that well. Like, we weren't making it clear who should be where when in order to make that happen. Missing my pills on these guys. I'm just like expecting him to dodge and he never does. I should just be using sticks. Like, there's no reason to go for those pills. Scout gets the sniper, which lets me play further forwards, and we walk in and force the Uber. I pop that sticky just to buy us some time, but I do go down to a direct hit from the cross-map direct hit from the soldier. It's the stupid thing about the direct hit. If you're even like slightly jumping, you get mini crit, and so those cross-map direct hits will still do full damage because mini crits don't have damage drop off with range. So I just took, 200 from that random spam. The scout's just on the point and in the middle of our whole team, just like pushing the cart forwards completely free. And here I am missing the engineer like a scrub. This fire particle at the corner of my screen is real annoying. Getting decent damage on them. I also take one of my own sticks. Gonna try to spam them off of this left-hand hill, hit the sniper for a bit. Trigger the spy's dead ringer early so that he can't get in there, and then just with the butter knives from our spy, plus the shotgun from the scout, takes down their Demoman. Heavy medic are pushing up. It looks like they're holding pretty far back because we keep killing them, like we keep sniping them. Their med has dropped a couple times to snipers. well, two, one sniper. And they only have 2 minutes left to push this point. We've still got a full setup. Soldiers looking for these direct hit rockets from over there. Here I am standing in the sniper sight line. And try to spam out the sniper. Actually get some pills on him. I'm not getting many kills, but I'm doing reasonable damage, which is letting our team play forward, more forwards than they would be able to otherwise. We end up popping into them, get the pyro, get the soldier, trying to kill the heavy as he's retreating. I'm going for the pan kill on the heavy, and the heavy actually dies to fall damage, dropping down there as I like chased him off the edge. Just putting up some sticks there to like hit things as they come through. I end up getting the pill on the spy. Don't need the sticks, but I would have been able to kill him with that sticky trap on the ground. I really do need to be preparing sticks more often. There's no reason not to have them up. Get a kill on the pyro, just kind of spamming around the corner there. It's hard to reflect those because you can't really see them coming. Notice that they are all in the tunnel here, so I'm gonna sticky out the sniper, push for the engineer, kill the engineer. Just make sure they don't get any ground forwards as our team kind of takes control of the top. The other team's kind of scattered and pushing in one by one. I think they're tilted out by how long this hold has lasted. And with only 30 seconds left in the match, we are just trying to make sure that we play it clean and don't relax our hold even a little bit. Even though they can't win at this point, there's no reason to let them have any ground. Definitely want to keep in a good mindset for round 3. Alright, so we managed to tie it up at 1-1, and now the decider. This has been a long video already, but I think I'm just going to accept that this is a really long video. People can watch it in parts if they want. Alright. Gotta drink more coffee, though, before I fall asleep in the middle of commentating. Once again, going to fast forward through setup. I don't think anything super exciting happens during setup this time. Decide to go for a weird forward trap as we're defending first. You can see I like trapped up the little minecart there. Kind of wondering if that will work. They know it's there, but maybe someone will just back into it anyways. Because I've been missing the doorway, I decide to peek riskily and go for the doorway spam. Continuing to spam the cart. I jump forwards because our spy says he's going to go for a stab there. So I want to distract anyone on the right. So I'd actually jump into view of that demo, make him look at me, and then the spy just takes him out. Really, just like little coordination plays that I'm trying to learn how to do more effectively and more frequently. Land a pill on the heavy. I should grab that health bottle on my retreat. There's no reason to like make the medic heal that extra 30 health. And also, it might deny it to one of their players. Land a pill on the scout to prevent the cart from pushing in too much. Continuing to just try to keep the cart in danger. Don't want their players to feel like they can safely move forwards onto the cart. Their demo presumably has sticks on the other side of that staircase, so we'll see if I manage to walk into them like a moron. Get a lot of damage on that scout. Our scout actually kills him with the Rap Assassin. Kill the engineer. He must have jumped forwards onto that sticky. I take a lot of damage there just from rollers. Shouldn't be eating those. Juggle up the soldier and go for a finishing stick on him. force the pop from the medic there, or not like force the pop, but make them want to pop pretty early. Get a lot of damage on the med, kill the med, or our soldier kills the med, and then I stick around and just like in the heavy's range. I forgot I had wasted all my pills before the Uber exchange, and so I thought I could just like quick 2-pill him or whatever and finish him off. Still, we got 2 minutes on first point, which isn't bad. Our medic got out, and their medic went down, so we'll have Uber advantage. It will take them some time to push this. Land a pill on the sniper there. Kind of hoping that our sniper can follow up with a body shot, but wasn't able to at that point, but he gets the kill immediately afterwards. I kill their demo, but drop down into where there's a little mini sentry in the tunnel. This is what I'm talking about. We really do need to be watching that tunnel and not letting them get those up for free. When we control the upper area, there's no reason they should be able to do that. So we need to be able to coordinate keeping them from getting free time on the cart and getting free control of this forward tunnel. Like, that guy should not have been able to walk all the way up the tunnel to where we were and distract our pyro from spy checking and stuff. I take a lot of damage here and end up going down to stickies after I get stuck on the rocks trying to retreat. So here we are, just like very scattered defense. Everyone is continuing to just huddle behind these rocks and not actually fight. Our heavy snipes out their sniper with some bullets. He must have been pretty low. One thing I think a lot of players aren't doing, which was interesting that their team did a couple times this match, is whenever you're playing a Dead Ringer spy, if you disguise as a friendly player, when your Dead Ringer triggers, I get the medic kill along with our soldier there. So the soldier bombs the medic, gets a rocket on him, and I finish him with the sticky on the retreat. If you disguise as a friendly player, I believe it gives you the death message for that player's name. It gives the other team the death message for that player's name, not for your name, when your Dead Ringer goes off. So you can make the other team make bad calls, especially if you disguise as something like a sniper. They might walk into sight lines because they think the sniper is down. Kind of just getting some spam in around the corners here. It's 30 damage on that sniper, which probably isn't worth it to stand in his sight line that long for 30 damage, but it does distract him long enough for our sniper to pick him off. Headshot on that pyro lets me just clip the guy for 30 damage with a sticky and kill him. The other team's spy, pretending to be our scout, is just standing there, gets the Dead Ringer trigger, and then I just go down to a direct hit because I'm playing way too far forwards. Our spy kills the direct hit soldier before the gun goes down, so we still have a gun here. Unfortunately, our pyro goes down to heavy. Their engineer walks up here, and our team is not looking, and the engineer actually melee kills our level 3 sentry. I kill the pyro, but I don't think we're going to be able to hold this, so I'm backing out. I should be putting up a sticky trap here rather than just walking and not looking where I'm going. I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah. I could have a sticky trap over that doorway that the soldier's coming out of. Now I could have a sticky trap upstairs. Instead, I just have a couple lying on the ground where they're not going to do anything. Sniper's down on the ground there, and I'm standing in the sight line, which is not good. I didn't see if our medic went down off the last push, but I think she did. Get 100 on the heavy, letting our heavy finish him pretty easily. Run back in and get a heal from our medic. body shotting out the spy. I'm walking forwards to just try to get damage on them around this corner. I think I'm pretty safe because it hasn't been called that they're all in the house yet. Get some damage on the scout. This is another point where it's important not to let them push for free. I'd like, I think, for us to have a level dispensers a little faster in these situations. I don't know what our NJ's metal situation is. Maybe there just wasn't enough. I actually miss all my sticks on the cart here and don't kill anything. Yeah, look at that. I'm just bouncing the sticks in stupid ways. I kill the NG, but it takes me like 4 years to do it, so they just walk up next to me when I'm not looking, and I die. Once again, my excuse is fatigue.
The payload is nearing a checkpoint.
And here they are, coming around the corner. I'm going to try to just back out through this doorway, I guess, to get upstairs, but I just get stickied out and take too much damage. I needed to either run across sooner or not. At least they do Uber very early, so we have that going for us. Engineer saves the gun, which is really great. It's nice the guns don't go down when you pick them up. There's a spy coming upstairs. Ooh, almost got trick stabbed there. And then I'm trying to sticky off the cart. I do clear the cart. Along with some really good blocks by our spy, buys us some time. Land a pill on the soldier as he's jumping out the window there, which is kind of nice. Like, at least got one decent pill in this game. Moving up to main to try to harass them as they're getting up there. I was thinking their sniper was further forwards, but then I just like get killed by the pyro. I really should just go upstairs where I'm supposed to be. Excuse me. Been talking for a long time. Throat's getting kind of sore. I come back up and I'm moving out here. Gonna try to spam them out. They have control of the upper area, and the snipers in main just scoped in on me. I need to kill the sniper before I can do anything, but their heavy is just standing there with the Fist of Steel. They bounce our players off the cart, and we just lose. So, really sloppy last hold by us, but it was saved by a strong second and third hold, so we got a pretty good time. Not great, but decent. Not like insane, but decent. We should be able to do this in 9:45. We were very close to doing it in 8 minutes last time. So with any luck, we'll be able to make this happen. Gonna, once again, just skip the setup and get right into the action.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4.
This is once again a case where we just need to play clean and smart and not make stupid decisions that cost us 5 minutes on first point. But we haven't had a good record of that so far. Like, our time is good enough that there's no need for desperate plays. So here I am up here. I don't actually see this sniper until much too late. I could have killed him at any time had I been paying attention. He was just standing there scoped in way, way too far forwards. If I had just turned to the right and looked at him, and he was well on my screen, I could have easily landed a pill or 2 sticks and just killed him very quickly. Our sniper goes down to their sniper as a result, which just gives us like less control than we should have. I'm just trying to shoot rollers around this corner and make them think about coming out here. I don't want them to be able to do this, where they just walk up. I do kill the scout, but again, when I have control of that left-hand area, we need players on our team to be further forward so they can't just run at us, and then I can stop their heavier classes from getting to us as long as we can stop the pyro and scout and people who I can't easily just like block with stickies from getting to me. And then we would just have like we would just have complete control of the left-hand side, and it would be very hard for them to keep a gun up. I just stand on a bunch of stickies that are placed on the cart. It just doesn't occur to me that someone would just like put stickies on the cart, I guess. The old pub strats. So we've already given up 1:45 and not even like tried to push. So I think now is when we should go for an uber charge. We pop early to avoid dying to the sniper. I'm going to sticky up the gun, and in combination with extra damage from our other players, we get the gun down. They pop in return, but we actually, this time, our whole team doesn't run into the heavy's cone of fire during the uber charge, and so we get the heavy. I sticky up the scout's approach, and so we don't all die. I sticky up the scout's approach and pick him off. But we aren't able to really capitalize on the gun going down because we don't follow up when their uber runs out and kill people. Their heavy then just kind of walks out and kills a bunch of our players, but does go down to our scout, and their demo goes down to our sniper, which means we should be able to push this in. This time I'm playing really far to the right to avoid having their pyro get to me, and because our soldier's up here with me, they can't get to me, right? So with this, I'm able to stop them from moving forwards and get really good control of this left-hand area where the cart is. The gun goes down, we cap. I'm gonna just kind of wiggle around waiting for the medic, I think. We're gonna run forwards. Good stab by the spy stops them. I think we should just be popping, but instead we don't pop because we just died at the sticky trap. That was something that maybe our spy could have communicated, but also we should have just known it was there and not walked into it. I decided to play forwards anyways and get damage on their NG as he's trying to set up, maybe scare him, keep the gun from going up fast. You can still do stuff without a medic, especially if they have lost a lot of combat classes, but I do go down to the heavy here. Heavy takes a lot of damage on the retreat, is maybe going to go down to our scout, not quite, but almost. Fists of Steel are very good for those retreats, and this heavy is quite good at switching to them. I do just like, I think going for a better jump there that would get me further forwards, and then choked off my jump, because I was like, wait, what if their whole team is there? Me and the heavy killed their demo, and then I just put 3 stickies on the gun and kill it. Engineer really should have picked that up or wrangled it. You have plenty of time to react. But the sniper gets a med pick, and we drop uber. For, I think, the second time this round, yeah, there was the sticky trap as well. And the sniper's still over on the right, and I just stand there. We do get the point, though. So, you can really tell this game, I think, that we have not prepared for the map very well. Standing in bad places, making bad calls, like pushing at weird times, not being familiar with sight lines. I see the sticks around the corner there. Call them for the heavy, who I think is taking them out now. Yeah, he detonates them. Gonna get heals, and then I'm gonna try to move forwards. Have to dodge those pills. I dodged the sandwich as well, unfortunately. Should have gone for that. And now we should just be pushing up and trying to get some ground here. Make it hard for them to move up. Their sentry goes down. I take a lot of damage. I'm going to have to try to retreat. End up able to retreat, waiting after like some good cover by our heavy to get me the space I need to get out. We pop on me and move in. I'm going to kill the sentry gun, get air blasted back by the pyro. Unfortunately, our heavy jumps in while the uber charge is still up and dies. I get a lot of damage on their heavy, but go down, and we don't finish him. He's at 100. Not certain, actually, what happened to the rest of our team there. I didn't really see what happened, but I felt like we should have been able to win that fight. Even though our heavy died during the Uber, I think he could have stayed out of the fight for longer and waited for that timer to expire, and we'd have won that exchange very easily. As is, though, our medic is at least still up. We didn't lose that. The gun is... NGs on this point, both teams' NGs on this point are trying to build the gun in that spot, like kind of when the other team is pushing. And it's not going well for either of us. Get the heavy. I actually did not know he was there. The spy behind me. Trigger his dead ringer, I assume, on the way out. And we should be able to just roll up the point here. Yeah, I did not know that heavy was there, and he could easily have killed me, I think. He could have traded his life for mine, but he was trying to get out. I assume he didn't know I was there either. I'm backing up because we're not far enough into camp, but our spy and heavy combined force the Uber on nothing, get a bunch of damage on their heavy. I put 2 sticks on the medic, and the sniper body shots him to finish him off at like 15 health or whatever he was at. We're rolling the cart forwards, and I am trapping the doorway just to try to stop them from getting out. Soldier jumps the point and is going to get our engineer. Nope, doesn't actually get the engineer. And we are trying to roll the cart in here with 2 minutes to spare. Don't kill the demo, and so he kills everyone on the point, and our medic goes down. We had 5 people clustered on the cart, which meant the demo was able to land like 2 stickies for 1,000 damage. There was no need for that to be the case. If we had spread out there and just had enough people to roll the cart in, we could have controlled that ground and stopped the demo from killing as many people all at once. He'd have run out of ammo, and we'd have easily pushed the cart in. So, big mistake there. Clustering on the cart. Everyone wanted the cap points. I don't actually kill the sentry gun there somehow. The NG must have hit it in between my spam. And then I go down. NG picks up the gun again and gets it out. So, good play by the NG. Able to save the gun this time from pill spam. That is not an easy timing, by the way. Like, that's very hard to do. And you also have to be careful not to get hit by the incoming second pill yourself, because you'll just die, because it'll be a mini crit, which will kill you. We Uber, and I put some pills into the sentry. Gonna sticky it up as he's repairing it. I have to put 6 stickies into a wrangled sentry. But because he wrangles it for that whole time, my team just stands on the cart, and we get it in with like 30 seconds to spare. So really rough round, but we managed to win, and that's all that matters in the end, is that W. So we advance to the semifinals. Thanks for watching, guys. I realize this was a very long video. So for those of you who are still here, well done. Good job making it this far, and I will catch you next time. Cheers, folks, and GG.